So a lot of times as a professional organizer, we'll have past, like previous clients send us like little updates about how they're doing, little photos of little areas they organize, stuff like that, stuff they're proud of and they want to show us, and I absolutely love it. One client a few months ago sent me a video that was hilarious, especially because she is the sweetest soul ever. She's like very gentle, super kind, and it was just after Halloween and she sent me a clip of herself decluttering and she called it, "Do I hate this?" Instead of saying, "Does this spark joy?" which is like a very common question people kind of ask themselves, or you know, it's out there encouraging you to ask yourself that when you are decluttering. Instead of asking that, she said, you know, I'm gonna ask myself, do I hate this? And it was one of those, it was right after Halloween, it was like a post-holiday like rage purge, and it was hilarious and so funny. And you know what? Kind of amazing. Like I thought it was a wonderful idea. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna share that in a video. I'm gonna put that like spin on things, and I'm gonna show you a few items I'm getting rid of this week and basically why I hate them. For anyone who is new, my name is Marian. I live here in Canada with my husband and 2 kids ages 6 and 8, and I help, I share videos, make videos about decluttering and simplifying life and motherhood. And if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe and keep following along for more videos just like this. All right, so do I hate this? If you guys like this, I hope you try it at home. These items are actual items that I had already in our donation station, our declutter bin, our like outgoing items. And so I'm just gonna go through each one and show you like basically why I hate it. So this first one is simply a gift bag where a lot of people save gift bags, which is awesome, to reuse, which is great. This was sent to me like a friend dropped off a bunch of hand-me-downs for Leo, which I'm so appreciative of, and it was in this huge gift bag. But one thing I hate is I hate gift bags that do not fit into the container. I have like a little tote that I hold all of our gift bags in, and if I have a bag that doesn't fit into it, it has to like sit on top, and it drives me crazy. And like, when do I ever even gift items this big? Like basically never. I probably never will for the rest of my life. So I am not only gifting this, I am actually going to use it to put all of my donations in this week to drop off at the end of this video. Okay, we had a ton of hand-me-downs, which we shared before, for our youngest, Annie Rose, who is 6, and a lot of that is from our like my sister-in-law, which is amazing, and she loves everything. And this was this cute little robe, but then she wore this all of last year, and it's very cute, and technically it still fits her, but she got 2 new robes as hand-me-downs from friends and family. So one thing I hate is having multiples of like the same item. So like an item like this, where a robe, like how many robes does a 6-year-old need? Not more than 1. I will tell you that right now. So therefore I don't like having more than 1 of a specific thing. So I've already asked her about it, and she's totally fine to get rid of this. So we are getting rid of this robe and keeping 1 robe that fits her, which we left up in her bedroom for this winter. This whole bag, it's like a grocery bag, is full of jars. So we had a client, we did a kitchen. When we're doing decluttering kitchens, there's a ton of food, typically. For better or worse, that's the way it is. A lot of it is expired food or food that's like no longer edible. And a lot of the time that just goes, we try to do what we can in terms of compost. Some of it just ends up in the garbage. But we definitely aren't perfect. However, in some situations, I will bring items home, which I've shared this before, I think, and done like a little clean if I need to or whatever, so that I can make that item donatable. So in this case, there was an entire cupboard of like I think it was pickles. It was like homemade either pickles or jams or jelly. I honestly can't remember, which is just like a super common category we get from people. Anyway, so I brought them all home. I emptied all of the items in the compost. Was it dirty and smelly and gross? Yes. Was it satisfying at the end? Absolutely. So what I did is empty all of it, and I just put all of these jars. There's so many good jars, and I put them all into our dishwasher. I ran through a load. It was amazing. They all came out looking so amazing. And technically at this point, I'm like, I love jars. I feel I use jars for a million things. Could we use these jars technically? But one thing I hate is having our jar cupboard so full that I can't like find the one I want, and the lids get mixed up, and it just drives me nuts. So know that our jar cupboard is full right now. So therefore I will be getting rid of all of these jars because I don't need a single other one. Also, a good encouragement, like if you feel overwhelmed in your kitchen and there's an area where it's like so many homemade foods. Like I love the idea of consumables gifted to people, but I do find that a lot of times they don't get eaten. So something to keep in mind if you have that in your house and you're like holding on to it just because you feel guilty because, you know, your aunt's best friend made the hot sauce, but realistically you're never going to eat it. Let it go, donate the jar, and move on with your life. Same thing with this jar. I had a candle in it, which I loved, and then we used up the candle. I put this entire jar into the freezer so that the little wax at the bottom all froze, and I just dug it out with a knife, cleaned out the whole jar with soap and water. It's good as new, and I'm gonna donate that with the rest of the jars. At Halloween, I bought a puzzle, a little Halloween puzzle. Yes, it was technically like thrifted, but it's in perfect condition. It's so cute. I love this style of puzzles. If you guys ever had these brands, these Crocodile Creek, I love them so much. They're so good. Like they're just a perfect size for, I feel like, for our age. However, one thing I hate is having something that the kids don't use, and I'm the one who's like, hey guys, want to pull this out? Want to do a puzzle today? Want to do a puzzle with me? No. Like I hate having to pressure them in to play with me or do things with me. So if they're not going to use it, why am I hanging on to this? I asked both of them, and both of them like, yeah, I can get rid of it. And so it is leaving our house immediately. My mom made a school sundress for my daughter for Annie Rose, and she brought it over on this hanger, and it's super cute. And but we don't hang in her closet right now. She has everything in drawers, but more importantly, we don't have these type of hangers anywhere in our house. And one thing I hate is mismatched hangers. Like I want to not care about mismatched hangers, but I really don't like mismatched hangers, and I don't have any ones that are this style in the house, so I am going to let this go. I'll probably just put it in my return bin and give it back to my mom because she probably has a whole set at her house. So I am going to return that and get it out of my house. If you've watched my video, I just did one all about what we got the kids for Christmas, and one of the things I got Annie Rose was these, like, you know, these little bracelets, like the what are they called, like looming bracelets? I don't know, they make them out of tiny little elastics. Anyway, we got on Marketplace a huge bag of elastics. I guess that's what you just call them, these are elastics, right? And within them, there were all these pre-made bracelets. And I thought, you know what, we could reuse these elastics. So I was sitting there starting to like pull them apart so that I could gift her like the loose elastics. And then I'm looking at all the ones we're already gifting her that are loose, and I'm looking at these and I'm thinking, this is gonna take me over an hour to do. And do I hate taking these apart? Absolutely. Is this a better job for a 12-year-old or someone who like wants to resell these or do something with them? Absolutely. So I am getting these out of my house and never thinking about them again. Okay guys, one of the things I hate is keeping stuff just because I spent money on it. And this is one of those things. So this is a purchase from Amazon. It's technically for work. And it was these little hooks that I was super excited about. And I bought a whole pack of them. And they are just like little tiny hooks like this. They're clear back and they're like that. And I thought I could use them in people's kitchen. I thought they were gonna be so useful for so many things. And I've had them for probably a year and a half. A year anyway, for sure. And however, I put one in our kitchen and they don't come off. Like, they're there for life, and I can't commit to hanging these little hooks on people's kitchen walls for life. And when I tried to pull it off, it's like pulled all the paint on our one little cupboard in our kitchen, and it's making me crazy. And I'm like, I refuse. I know I'm not going to use these because I wouldn't do that to anyone else's wall, a client's wall. So I'm definitely, and I'm not going to do them on any of our walls again. So these things are leaving my house forever. No matter how much, even though I spent whatever, $30 on them, they are leaving our house. Another thing I hate hanging on to is stuff that I have listed for sale on Marketplace but has not sold. I share this with clients, I've probably shared it before. My rule of thumb is like, I don't know, a month maybe on Marketplace, and if something hasn't sold, I typically get rid of it, unless it's something worth like a lot of money. I am sick of looking at, I want it in my house. So these running shoes I posted, they're old ones, are Leo's. I cleaned them up, I did such a good job, they look so good, and I love them. Like, they're great running shoes, but for whatever reason, when I posted them several months ago, they just never sold, and I'm sick of looking at them, I'm sick of hanging on to them, and I am getting them out of my house. I'm just gonna donate them. As I mentioned, we get a lot of hand-me-downs, which I'm super grateful for. However, the one thing I hate doing is hanging onto clothes that I know are not gonna fit my kids like in 2 or more years. So like, unless it's a pretty special item, if it's gonna take more than 2 full years for my kid to grow into it, I'm probably not hanging on to it. So for example, for Leo, this shirt we just got as a hand-me-down still had the tags on. And like, I like it as a shirt, but it is size 11, 12. And Leo's 8, however, he's very small. Like his bathing suit is still size 5, I think. Like he is a small kid, and Scott and I are both short. He's probably not gonna be, like, this will probably fit him when he's 16. Like, let's be honest. So as much as I like this shirt, as much as I love that it's brand new and the tags on it, I just don't have the space to keep items for that long. And I know someone else will use it. So I have a whole little pile of all items that I just know, no matter how much I like them, they're just gonna take too long for Leo to grow into them. So I'm gonna pass them on and someone else is going to love them. Another thing I hate is footwear, kids footwear that can't get wet. As much as I love these sweet little sandals, even on the prettiest, fanciest day, Annie Rose will still somehow in the summertime find like water to splash in. They'll be at a beach. I want to not have to stress about like what they're wearing. I love like anything that can get wet, running shoes, bare feet, any of it. But I just stress, like I don't like having clothes that stress me out when they wear them because I'm worried they're gonna get wrecked if they just, you know, like be kids. You know what I hate is trying to convince kids to wear things. So technically these cute little navy blue pants, I think they're so cute for Leo. Like they probably would fit him. They're size 7 and 8 right now. You could probably get him into them. I love them, but I have tried to get him to wear them. Like I keep saying like, why don't you wear those ones? Or like, I'll try to like pressure him, or I'll try to like do it like casually, and he just won't wear them. And you know what? Life is too short to try to force kids to wear things they don't like and they won't wear. So I am passing those on. I hate tank tops that you have to like pull up. You know, it's like they're too low and you're just like this all day. I hate that. So this tank top's leaving my house. I hate how much free stuff the kids get at Santa Claus parades. Is this everywhere? I don't know if it's just like our area thing or what, but they get so much stuff. It's like a second Halloween and it drives me nuts because it's so much stuff. If it was just candy canes, maybe it wouldn't bug me as much, but it's like random stuff. Like we have a cereal company that I shall not name in our area, which is great. They're a great employer, wonderful. We all have cereal, but like we don't need a giant spoon with your name on it, your brand on it. Like that's not gonna go with the rest of my spoons, and just no one needs this spoon. Like a kid does not need a spoon. None of us need these extra spoons. No one wants this. Like, no. Same is like these little elastic bracelets, but they're all branded. Like this is a Union brand, like, and they're giving these away to kids. Like, what am I gonna do with this? Like, they're not gonna wear this. My kid's not gonna wear this, and they think it's so great, and then they take it home, and then they're never gonna wear it because it doesn't say like Spider-Man or whatever on it. Okay, speaking of free things, I also hate keeping things just because they're free. So here's an example. Scott got this, like this was months ago, I feel like in the summer. He must have gone to a golf tournament. I honestly can't remember. But he got this hat, which I think is actually, like, it's a nice hat. Like I love the color, cool logo. It's a brewery, awesome. Like this style I feel like is stylish right now, but it did not fit Scott, like at all. Like it looked so weird on him and it was so uncomfortable for him. So as much as like we think it's nice and like we want to keep it, and because it was free, it's like, what a sweet deal. It's going because he'll never wear it, and I know he'll never wear it. So Scott's actually probably as good, if not better than me at letting go of stuff like that. He's like, put it in the bin, I'm never gonna wear it. Okay, last item, I hate looking at items, like regularly looking at items that I am no longer using. Sounds like simple, but here's an example. This little fanny pack, I bought it, I thrifted it for like an 80s themed concert we went to. It was super fun, I wore it, I loved it. It's actually super functional, I will say that. And it's actually cute, like I love black and pink, very cool, but I never since have worn it, and it's been over a year. And I'm not like a regular concert goer. I'm not like a theme person. I'm not a Halloween person. I'm not a costume person. So I have looked at this multiple times, like it's in my seasonal bin, and so every time I go to switch out clothes, I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, I love that thing. I'm never gonna wear it. It's like, why am I holding on to it? So I hate looking at things that I'm never gonna use. out it goes. So if you are in like a pre-holiday, pre-Christmas, like rage mode declutter, this is maybe something you can consider when you are looking at items this year. Do I hate this? If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time for more simplifying and decluttering content. Bye guys.